I'd like the congregation to repeat this after me. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I am at the right place.
I am at the right place.
At the right time.
At the right time.
I am at the right place.
I am at the right place.
At the right time.
At the right time.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Welcome to the Yahweh and Yahshua Speak television show. We are in part 2 of a lesson entitled That Faithful and Wise Steward. Let's do a little review. Acts, the 6th chapter. That faithful and wise steward. Let's go to Acts, the 6th chapter. So Yahweh has taken back the earth from the devil, and he is now appointing and instructing his stewards how to manage it. So we are stewards of Yahweh. We saw in the first show that we are also ambassadors sent into a far country, and that far country is the earth. Acts the 6th chapter, let's read verse 3.
Praise Yahweh.
Acts 6 and verse 3.
Wherefore, brethren, look ye out among you seven men of honest report, full of the Holy Spirit and wisdom, whom we may appoint over this business.
So it says, wherefore, look you out among you. So these people are supposed to be among us. 7 Adam of Kabod report, full of Ruach HaKodesh and Kokma, whom we may appoint over this business. What business is that? Being managers of the earth. Managers of the things that Yahweh has put up underneath us. And he actually said that he's put up under us underneath all things that are on the earth. Let's go to Deuteronomy, the 8th chapter. So Yahweh promotes his stewards and managers to manage the earth's resources.
Yes,
He
yes,
promotes them to manage it.
yes.
And he also instructs them how to manage it.
Hallelujah.
And we may not read the parable in this lesson, but he says, to whom much is given, much is required. In other words, they need to learn a lot of management skills. And to whom little is given, little is required. But guess what? If they mess up that little, they will never get the much. So Yahweh expects whatever you have, you to manage it correctly.
That right.
Deuteronomy 8, verse 18. And now this is the reason why. This is why we have everything we have. It's not so we can have so much to cram up in our houses, to cram up in our cars, to rent storage lockers. People are renting storage lockers because they have so much stuff to cram it up in there because their house is not big enough to hold it. This is the reason we get stuff. Deuteronomy 8 and verse 18.
Hallelujah.
But thou shalt remember Yahweh, thine Elohim, for it is he that giveth
They giveth thee.
Oh, the power.
Yes.
And to set,
Yes.
wealth, that he may establish his covenant which he swayed unto thy fathers, as it is this
Yeah,
day.
you're doing fine. Just slow it down now. But thou, talking to us again, shall remember Yahweh thy Elohim, for it is he that giveth thee Marshal to get wealth.
Yes.
He's giving you whatever you have.
Yes.
What for? That he may Iyshshah or Amat his Ibryi, establish his covenant in the earth, which he sware unto your Abba as it is this Yowm. So he still wanted to establish his covenant.
Yes, he does.
And in the earth, you can't do that without having something.
Okay.
In the earth, we had said in the first show, Yahweh wants us to barter and trade and to work in the earth. And in the earth, what they use to barter and trade with is money a lot of times.
Right.
So if you don't have any money, you can't barter and trade.
I know, right.
But Yahweh said he gave you the power to get what it is you need so that you can trade.
Right.
Let's go to Luke, the 12th chapter, where he talked about how you can be a wise steward in the things that you trade.
Okay.
Because Yahweh also showed us that there are some Israel that think it's unholy to talk about money.
I know,
Luke
right?
12th chapter. And that's the main mode of exchange in the earth.
Yes, it is.
And they don't want to talk about money. They think it's carnal and unspiritual.
Tell like it is, Rod.
Ruach said in the first show, you can take a can of beans or a can of corn to Nicor, which is a suburban gas company.
Okay.
And I think they call it People's Gas in Chicago, right?
Right.
You can take a can of bean or a can of corn in there if you want and try to pay your bill. Guess what? Your light's going to get cut
All
off.
right.
Your gas is going to get cut off.
I'm being a good steward of Yahweh.
So Yahweh said the children of this world are wiser than the children of light.
Yeah.
Why? Because they have spiritualized some things away to where they don't even understand about the natural business
Right.
that Yahweh wants them to learn how to run.
Okay.
All right, Luke 12 and verse 42.
Hallelujah. Praise. Mighty God.
Luke 12 and 42.
And the master said, who then is that faithful and wise steward, whom his household to give them their portion of meat?
Okay, wait. Something happened here. Let's start over with 42, please.
And the master said, who then is that faithful and wise steward, whom his master shall make
Yes.
ruler over his household to give them their portion of meat in due season?
All right, so the title of the lesson is that faithful and wise steward. So here's Yahshua, Ha'adon, Amar, who then is that Imina and Kakam steward, whom his Adon shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season. Who is managing what I gave them well, so I can give them some more later on. If you're not managing what he gave you now well, you're not going to get more later. So we looked at the English word steward. That's the Greek word found in Blue Letter Bible number 3623. Vine's Expository Dictionary of New Testament Words defines steward as the manager of a household or estate. Guess what? We're the managers of the earth.
Yup.
Manager of the household or estate, one who rules a house.
Okay.
Didn't you always say in Genesis 1, 26 and 28, man and woman, I've given you dominion.
Yeah.
So what are you acting like you're up under something for? What are you coming here talking about how this is not right or that's not right?
Okay.
Stand up and pray to Yahweh and say, look, Father, you gave me dominion.
Hallelujah.
I'm supposed to have this.
That's right.
Show me
Hallelujah.
where I'm lacking wisdom.
Great.
Teach me how I can get it.
Yeah.
He said,
Yahweh.
a steward is a superior servant responsible for the family housekeeping, the direction of other servants, and the care of the children under age. They are also preachers of the good news and teachers of the word of Elohim. They are elders or bishops in the temples and believers in general.
Hallelujah.
Let's go to Luke, the 19th chapter, and then we're going to go forward with the lesson. We just want to see, what are we doing here in the earth?
I know, right?
Yahweh's looking for some faithful and wise stewards. And we need to recognize we're stewards. We're managers over something. And I want to give a testimony. I'm not trying to knock anybody. You do what you need to do. You get what you can get in this world system.
Right.
But I was at a store and somebody handed me something so I could get a free phone. I guess it was a government phone.
Yeah.
And I held it for about a month. Well, first of all, when the person handed me the flyer, I said, okay, what's your angle? What's up? Like, because I don't, you understand, I don't give out my information. I told them, look, I'm not giving you any information on me. Explain why you're here handing this out, talking about giving me a free phone. So once he explained it, then I went on the web and I searched it out. Then I saw it's hooked up with the government. And so they will give you government phones. So then there's a form that you go to fill out on the web, and when I was filling out the form, they say, okay, how many in your household? I said, one.
Yeah.
They said, okay, here's your income limit.
Yeah.
I said, praise you, Yahweh. You done gave me too much. I can't have a government phone. Like, I'm not knocking anybody.
No, it's not.
But that just let me know how good Yahweh is.
Right.
He said he gave me too much to have a government phone. In other words, I can afford to pay for another one, right? And the words I cannot afford should never come out of our
No, it
mouths.
shouldn't.
That's poverty mentality talking.
Yup.
It's not about what you can afford. If you don't have it, you ask Yahweh and
All
believe
right.
Yahweh for it.
That right?
But I want to
Hallelujah.
get that praise report.
Yeah.
I make too much to get a government phone. Luke 19, and let's start at verse 12.
Hallelujah.
He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return.
And 13.
And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy all I come.
Till I come. All right, so here's Yahshua telling a parable, and really he's talking about himself. Yahweh sent him.
Right,
He's that
right.
certain nobleman that went into a far country. The
Right,
far
right.
country is earth. To receive for himself a malkuth, a kingdom, and to return.
Hallelujah.
So he came the first time to set some things up.
Hallelujah.
But he left some people. It
Yeah.
says 10, but he left you and me.
That
He
right?
called you. He said unto his abbot, deliver them some things and said to them, occupy till I come back,
Yes.
because I'm coming back again.
Yes.
He didn't say sit on your hands till I come back. He said do something till I come back. So what does occupy mean? The English word occupy is the Greek word found in Blue Letter Bible number 4231. You notice we always go back to the original languages so you can understand what Yahweh was saying. All right, we want to break it down so then you won't just run off assuming you know what Yahweh said.
Right.
And you haven't gone back because
Yeah,
this
right.
Bible was
Tell
not
like it is.
originally written in English.
Right.
All right. Vine's Expository Dictionary of New Testament Words defines occupy as to work,
Okay.
number one.
Okay.
To gain a living,
Okay.
to accomplish by traffic, to gain by trading as an occupation.
Yeah.
Again, in the earth, what's the main mode of trading? Money.
Moolah.
So then you have these people misquoting the scripture, talking about money is the root of all evil.
Huh.
Well, that's misquoted. It's not money that's the root of all evil. It's the love of it.
Yeah. The man
But you
love.
try to get along in the earth without some money.
Huh?
It cannot be done.
Nope.
So Yahshua is a nobleman.
Yeah.
Came to the earth. He
All
set
right.
some things up
All
for
right.
us to do. And he also said, this is your job. This is your occupation
right?
to be trading. This is your first job.
Yeah.
Whatever you had to do because of the curse, go out every day. That's your second job. That's not your first job.
Y'all right.
Your first job is to be trading in the occupation that Yahweh said. So we went to Psalm 75th chapter and talking about how promotion comes. It
Yeah.
doesn't come from your boss on the job.
No.
It doesn't come from anywhere down here.
Nope.
It comes from Yahweh
Above.
by you being a good steward over what He's given you to do.
Yahweh.
All right? So now we had started looking at how do you, when Yahweh looks at you, when His eyes roam to and fro throughout the earth and He sees, how does He see you? We use the example, His eyes roam to and fro throughout the earth to see if somebody's faithful.
Yeah.
In other words, doing what He called them to do.
Hallelujah, Yahweh.
Well, I want His eyes to land on me.
I know, right?
When He's looking to and fro throughout the earth to see who's being faithful. All right? I want Shelomah's name to come up. You should want your name to come up when His eyes run to and fro. Now it's also running to and fro to see who's being a good steward over what He's given them.
Yeah.
The first thing to be a good steward is to understand about what you're supposed to be trading in the earth and what money is. Not that you're supposed to love it, but you got to recognize you need it.
Yes, we do.
If y'all walked in this temple and the lights were turned off, you all giving tithes and offerings, you'd be looking at me like, all right, Shelomah, what's going on?
I know, right?
Something would be wrong with me.
Yes,
You
it
should
would.
expect to come to the temple and have the lights on.
Yes.
You should expect to come to the temple and get some food.
Yes.
All right, because Yahweh's a provider.
Great.
So if that's not happening in your homes or anywhere else, you got a disconnection with Yahweh. Yahweh's not withholding it. All right, there's something that we need to understand. All right, so we need to receive Yahweh's instruction on managing money, because that helps us Yahweh said he's given us the power to get wealth. You got to know how to use it. You can have some stuff that you don't know how to use. Like we could give one of these children a car. Well, what's the car going to do out there? They can't just get in there and drive it. They can get in there and pretend. But so Yahweh's given us some things, and some of us don't even realize he's given us to them.
Right.
You can tell by how we talk, but we've been given them. So now we have to understand what we have, how to receive what we have. Yahweh's done everything he's going to do.
Yes, he has.
Yahshua's done everything he's going to do for us.
That's
right.
It's already been done.
That's right, sir.
Now what we have to do is believe it and receive it.
Hallelujah.
We're not looking to get it. We already got it.
Hallelujah.
All right? So now, stewards, being a good steward, we found out that stewards give alms.
Okay.
And we're going to run through these real quick, and then we'll go back to the two that we didn't cover.
Hallelujah.
Alms are given to men, and alms are given to poor people. So alms are given, and it's called pity giving. It's called mercy giving. So when someone is less fortunate than you, then that's giving alms to them. Like if you see somebody begging on the street, then you may give them $1 or $5 or $10. Well, we saw in the scripture where Yahweh repays you for what you give to them.
Praise be to the mighty Yah.
If you gave them $5, Yahweh's going to get that back to you.
Yup.
Whether you go in the store and get $5 off
somehow.
of something, or whether somebody gets something and blesses you and say, you know what, Yahweh told me to give this to you. But you get that back dollar for dollar when you give alms. All right? But now the thing about alms is that Yahweh said you give them in secret.
Okay.
Because you're giving to poor people. You don't want to be sitting around broadcasting about how you help somebody when they couldn't help themselves.
Right.
And Yahweh said that will stop you from being prideful, and that will stop you from exposing people.
Right.
Because people don't want to know, people to know when they're struggling.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, when you see all these shows on TV, let's go to Matthew, the 6th chapter. Then you see them showing the people in their huts and in poverty and just in the worst of conditions. And most times you don't see the man, you just see the woman and the child.
Right.
But they've got them, broadcast all over TV. Okay, yeah, you want to help people, but Yahweh said, help them. Don't expose their need.
Right.
Look at Matthew the 6th chapter. So alms are given in secret. That's the thing about alms.
Okay.
So if I was ever down, which I never will be for the rest of my life,
serving our Yahweh.
and you had to come and help me so I wouldn't get put out, which will never happen to me. I don't want you coming up in the temple broadcasting about how you helped me because I really needed it. Okay, but see, that's the world doesn't understand.
Yeah, right. Y'all right.
Matthew 6, and let's read verse 1.
Hallelujah.
Take heed that ye do not your alms before men to be seen of them. Otherwise we have no rewards of you, Father, which is in heaven.
Verse 2.
Therefore, when thou dost thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward.
And let's read verse 3.
Okay. But when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth.
So nobody is supposed to know anything about it, but you the giver, the person that's the receiver, and Abba Yahweh.
That's it.
Matter of fact, if they don't understand this scripture, what you're supposed to tell them is, look, that's between me and you. Don't say anything about it.
That right.
All right? It says, take heed that you don't do your alms or your pity giving or your mercy giving to somebody that's poorer before men to be seen of them. Otherwise, you have no reward of Abba which is in Shemaiah.
Okay.
All right? I'm not a mercenary person, but I want to get back what I give. Yahweh said I can get it back.
Right.
All right? I want it back.
Right.
You said, Therefore, when you do your alms, do not sound the shofar before you.
I know, right?
In other words, come letting everybody know what you did.
That's
Right.
All right? Because the hypocrites do that.
right.
And they do it in the temple and in the streets. But the hypocrites do it because they haven't seen this scripture.
Right.
Now that you've seen this scripture, do your good deed and keep it undercover.
Right.
All right? Keep it quiet. Said they do it to have glory of men. He said, but when you do your alms, don't let your left hand know what your right hand
Right.
does. Don't let anybody know what you did. All right? Because Yahweh knows how to get back to you.
Hallelujah.
All right? We had also looked at how stewards, the ones that Yahweh is looking and seeing throughout the earth and gonna promote, and he does promote them,
Yes, he does.
return Yahweh's tenth or tithes. You notice I said it's Yahweh's.
I know, right?
Now it comes in my pocket and yours first. That's really Yahweh's money.
Yes, it is.
If I get $500 on my paycheck a week, 50 of that is not mine.
Amen. That's right.
And I understand that. I've tithed for years. I can't pretend. Well, I can. But guess what? Then the devil's going to be right there
Yep. Snatching
eating
it
up
back.
everything else that I have. That's Yahweh. Let's go to Malachi, the 3rd chapter. So, stewards, that faithful and wise steward, return Yahweh's tenth or his tithes. Malachi, the 3rd chapter, at the end of the Old Testament. And Yahweh asked this question, and then you would think it would be impossible to do. But it's not.
No, it's
Malachi
not.
3, let's read verse 8, please.
Hallelujah.
Will a man not Elohim?
Oh, wait. Rob.
Rob Elohim, yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we not
Robbed.
robbed thee in titles and offerings?
All right. Said, will a Adam rob Elohim? How can you get to him? He's
I know,
up in
right?
Shemayim.
I know,
How can
right?
you steal?
I know,
And
right?
rob the same thing as steal.
That's right.
How can you stick Yahweh up?
I know, right?
Yet you have stuck me up. Then Israel, he's talking to Israel now. Read Malachi the 3rd chapter. If you say, well, he's talking to the Gentiles. No, I'm talking to Israel. How have you stuck me up? But you say, wherein have we stuck you up? He said, not only in returning my holy tenth,
Okay.
he said, and offerings. You see
You
that?
don't
Yeah,
have
right.
no extra.
An offering doesn't start until the 11%. 10% is a tithe.
Okay.
So whatever Yahweh gives you, if you
Y'all
want to be
so them should
promoted,
know.
if you don't want to stay right where you
I
are,
know, right?
if you want your job to give you more, if you
Hallelujah.
want men to give more money,
Hallelujah.
if you make $500 a week, give him $51. Give him $50.50. Give him something other than you just handing back. Like if my sister give me something and she handed it to me and I just hand it back to her.
Right.
How you think Yahweh's going to increase you? All I did was give her back what she gave to me.
Right.
But again, it's just us being trained
Yes.
about how to trade in the earth.
Hallelujah.
And one of the things that we have to understand is that we went to that scripture that we read every Shabbat over the tithes and the offerings. Luke 6:38. It don't say take and it shall be given unto you. What does it say?
Give.
And it shall be given unto
It
you.
will. It has.
That's the way you get out of a situation.
Yeah.
You give. That's a spiritual principle.
Yes.
All right, but he said, my stewards have robbed me by not returning to me my tithe and giving me offerings.
Okay.
Both of those. Because sometimes people think that, okay, well, it's just a tenth that I have to give up, so there's really nothing that I need to give up other than the tenth.
Okay.
Well, if you want to stay where you are,
Uh-huh.
that's fine. All right, now let's go to 2 Chronicles, the 31st chapter. So giving up the tenth is returning to Yahweh what is his holy part of everything we get.
Right.
See, Yahweh has a part of everything that's his in the earth. 2 Chronicles 31. And it started out in Genesis.
Yes.
He had some trees in the garden. And he said, the garden is yours. I want you to work the garden.
Yeah.
I want you to trade in the garden. I want you to be a good steward over the garden. He said, but now this is my part of the garden.
Okay.
He said, I want you to leave that tree for me. It's the same difference where he's talking about his tithes and offerings, his part. He's saying, I'm giving you all this other stuff, and I want to open up a pathway so I can give you more.
Hallelujah.
But I'm not giving you more if you're stingy and money grubbing, or if you're ignorant about how to use what I gave you.
That's it.
I got this thing on the lottery called From Rags to Riches to Rags Again. And this man did 21 lottery winners who lost everything. And it's sad because I've seen some of them on TV where they kind of show, okay, they bought a house and they bought this and that. And then they were clueless. And there was some in Israel I saw. They were clueless about how to manage money. It's kind of like if, I remember years ago, well, some of you have probably done that too. If you gave like a little child that's maybe 2 or 3, like you gave him $100 bill, you better watch him.
I know, they tear it up.
Right?
You know the value.
That's the same. It's so sad.
Right.
Yeah.
But Yahweh said we have to come up to where we understand how to trade in the earth and be wise about it.
Hallelujah.
And then I've got another article on this brother who was going around in different high schools. He's in Atlanta. And he's, teaching the children about different things, about bullying and violence and teen pregnancy and gangs. And he founded this corporation called Fed Up-4U. And so he just lets them know about some life things. Well, what he started doing was a year ago, he found out, and my friend calls it the Matrix, they got these credit reporting agencies out here.
Yeah.
See, there are different things that the devil put to try to keep you at a certain level.
Right.
That's why you have to elevate, let Yahweh show you how to work with the matrix. Matter of fact, overcome the matrix.
Hallelujah.
And so he now he raised his credit score up 300 points.
Praise Yahweh.
And see, when you're talking about a credit score, some of us might say, oh, well, I don't need to know about my credit score. I don't need to do. Yeah, you do. Go try to get a car. Go try to get a house. Unless you're going to pay cash for it. See, the matrix is there, but Yahweh showed you how to get around the matrix. And the way you get around the matrix is you learn how to work with these things and write to credit reporting agencies. And there, Yahweh blessed me where I was working with attorneys. I know exactly what to do.
Hallelujah.
And then he blessed me. My credit score is 801 now.
Praise the mighty Yah.
See? But the first thing I had to do was get all that garbage off of my report, because they figure, okay, well, Israel spiritually dead. They're going to say, oh, credit report, that ain't nothing. I'll just get a co-signer. Grow up! Sign for yourself.
That's it. That's what y'all want.
And don't nobody
and if you can't sign for yourself, straighten out what's wrong with your report.
Why should they trust?
But it's just a matter of us letting Yahweh teach us about the world system and how we're managers. You got to learn how to manage it.
Hallelujah.
You got to learn, or else you're always going to be stuck where you are. All right? So we're just talking about giving tithes and offerings, being a steward. 2 Chronicles 31 and verse 12, please.
Hallelujah.
And brought in the offerings and the titles.
Tithes.
And the dedicated things faithfully, over which Cornah the Levite was ruler, and Chanel his brother was the next.
It's just talking about how our people do. They brought in the offerings and the tithes. Yahweh said Israel stuck them up in what? Both of them.
Right.
Both of them. Tithes and offerings. So if Yahweh blesses you, you get paid once a month, and you get $1,000 a month.
It's $100.
Pay 101 if you want to get promoted. If you want some more money. Now, if you don't want any more money, now I never knew anybody who wanted more money, except some people that was laying up on other people who were working. Then they, beer and a pack of cigarettes, I'm good. Because I'm going to stay with this one, I'm going to stay with that one. But Yahweh told us, and it's not carnal minded.
No,
This
no,
is
it's
being
not.
spiritual minded.
Spiritual
Because it
principle.
takes money to get the word out.
Yes, it does.
It takes being a good steward to manage what Yahweh's given you.
Hallelujah.
Because you want people to look at you and see how things are done.
Hallelujah.
You don't want them to say, oh, shoot, I can't do that like they do it because
I
they don't
know.
have anything. And
Right.
they get money. Some people get a check once a month. And then, what is about a week later?
Uh-huh.
Then they're trying to figure out how to
Manage the
what
rest
is it?
of
What do
them.
they say? Make the money, match the
Stretch
month, match the money. You think after doing that 2 or 3 times, they catch on and say, okay, let me just spend a little less, or let me just do it
Right.
this way. But when you're spiritually dead, you have no hope other than looking at somebody that's spiritually alive and how they do it.
Hallelujah.
All right? But we see our people brought in all the tithes to the storehouse and the offerings
Okay.
and the dedicated things faithfully.
Yeah.
Faithfully.
Yeah.
I use that example. Let's go to Malachi, the 3rd chapter. About a friend of mine, and about once every 3 months, I went and I paid my tithes. And then I'm saying, okay, well, are you paying them every time you get paid? Don't you get paid every 2 weeks? So what you mean you stopping by the temple
Huh.
and paying your tithes every 3 months? See how her terminology, she had it mixed up?
Right.
And then some people think if I give something to somebody, then Yahweh, he's going to reward me. Yeah, he's going to give you back dollar for dollar. He's not
Okay.
going to multiply that.
Right.
The only thing that multiplies are giving what you give above the tithe.
That's it.
The
Y'all
tithe
right.
protects
Just
what
like
already comes in.
this. Right.
Doesn't guarantee you increase at all, period. Plus, Yahweh will protect and won't let the devil eat your 90%.
That's right.
All right? But you're going to stay right there. And you shouldn't want to stay right there because
Like it
that's
is,
selfish.
Rod, so they
Malachi,
don't
the
know.
3rd chapter. We're supposed to be thinking about somebody else other than ourselves.
Right. Increase.
Just because all my needs are met and all my desires are met,
Right.
that shouldn't make me not want to pray to Yahweh to give me more so I can give it to somebody else.
Hallelujah.
And I even had to ask Yahweh to forgive me because some people offered me something, and I forget what it was recently. And then I told them, well, you know what, I really can't use that. And about a day later, I was convicted because I should have took it and then see who could. That was Yahweh telling me. Yeah, and then it was too late to go back and get it.
Right.
Yeah, but I asked Yahweh to
Hey,
forgive
we
me
get
and
to
always just be
learn.
up to.
Yes.
Yeah, when he wants to bless somebody.
Yes.
Malachi 3 verse 10.
Hallelujah.
Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, and there may be meat in mine house, and prove me now. Herewith said Yahweh of hosts, I will not open you the windows of heaven, and pour you out a blessing. Then there shall not be room enough.
Come on now, there's 3 more words. What's up? Room enough.
Oh,
what?
to receive it.
Hallelujah.
All right, now I know I'm looking at the page. It
Hallelujah.
says, bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse. What's the storehouse? The temple.
Temple.
Now, unless you got a temple where you bring the tithes in, and then you come in and everything is just doing worse and worse. And sadly, we do know of some temples.
Yeah.
And the brethren came. They were, renting this place from another brother
Huh.
and not paying him. And then one Shabbat, he just, hey, you know what? I got to pay taxes and all this. I'm giving you a discount rate.
Right.
And you, Israel, you going to come up in here and call yourself holding Sabbath services and stuff, and you're not going to give the man his due?
Huh.
Oh, wow.
So it hurt him, but he had to tell him, hey, you know what? This is business. I got to stop this. He said, bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in my house.
Uh-huh.
Prove me now herewith. Now, if there's not meat in your house, that means you robbing Yahweh.
Okay.
Said Yahweh Sabaoth, if I will not open you the windows of Shemayim and pour you out a barakah, that there shall not be room enough to receive it.
Okay.
When you're in right standing with Yahweh, you have more than enough. and you're trying to figure out like, wait a minute, I got too much stuff here. I need to look around and see what I can do. I need to give it to Goodwill. I need to get rid of some of this stuff.
Right, right.
That's how Yahweh does it.
Praise.
And you got more than enough.
Yeah, yeah.
You start where you are, you use what you have, you do what you can. You
Yes.
already got everything you need
Yes, sir.
and more.
Praise be to the mighty Yah.
All right, Leviticus 27. So Yahweh's tenth is holy. And he said, don't forget the offering too now.
Okay.
Leviticus 27. When you go to talking like this, people be thinking, well, you know, the temple needs money. No, You should want some more money.
I know, right?
You should want all the blessings that Yahweh has given you.
Right.
And if you don't, well, hey, when they come to you, just give them to me. I'll take them. Leviticus 27 and verse 30.
Hallelujah.
And all the title of
Tithe.
tithes,
You
the
get it.
tithes of the land, whether of the seed of the land or of the fruit of the tree, is Yahweh's. It is holy unto Yahweh.
Okay, well, so you see that tenth that I got in my pocket from my $500 for $1,000 a month? It's in my pocket, but it's holy unto Yahweh.
Okay.
It is Yahweh's.
Yeah.
Just like that tree that was in the middle of the garden. Actually, there was a revelation when Yahshua was doing question and answer last week. There were two trees in the middle of the garden.
Praise the mighty Yah.
But Yahweh said, I want this one. Don't touch that one. That's mine. In my pocket, that $50, $100 out of what he gives me, he said, don't touch that. That's mine.
Okay.
Now, it's on my honesty, my integrity, whether I give it up.
Right, right.
If I don't give it up, see, Uncle Sam don't trust you. They don't.
Take it out.
Right. Uncle Sam take it out before you get it because they understand the majority of people are thieves. The majority of people are thieves.
Yeah. Y'all right.
You don't want to come to Yahweh and be sticking him up. You don't want to be a thief. Matter of fact, he told us, hey, let the thief steal no more.
Right.
One of the main things he was talking about is returning his holy part.
Hallelujah.
We know what happened to the first man and woman that he said, that's my tree, leave it alone. That's my holy part. Well, we know this big fiasco that we're in now called the world happened.
Yep.
So imagine what's happening when we don't give up his holy part.
Hallelujah.
All right, but he said, hey, all the tithe, all the tenth of the land, that means your bank account, that means your paycheck, whether the seed of the land. See, sometimes the devil wants to tell, well, you know, we don't have no land.
I know, right?
You know what you got. You know what you go into the marketplace and work under the curse as your job.
Right.
All right? Whether the seed of the land or the fruit of the tree, it's Yahweh's, is holy unto Yahweh. So stewards also give offerings.
Yeah.
Let's go to Numbers, the 18th chapter. And there's a whole lot of different types of offerings that stewards give.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the people that are bringing food to the temple, because they pay their tithe and give Yahweh back his tenth, they're giving offerings.
Hallelujah.
What Yahweh's going to do is multiply that food back to you.
Yeah, right.
Or he may give it to you monetarily.
Yep.
You're going to get it multiplied back.
Hallelujah.
But if I haven't got Yahweh's holy part out of my pocket, when I come and donate some food to the temple, all I can say is I hope it's 10%. No. Stop.
You just donate some
Because you don't decide
right
how you give Yahweh's 10%. You don't say, okay, I'm gonna spend my $50 and bring $50. But no, you don't do that with the tithe.
Okay.
Yahweh said that the Kohen manage that.
Okay. Praise be to the mighty
As Yahweh said now, you bring that can of beans up in here if you want. There'll be a day, and it'll never happen at this temple.
Yeah.
You're going to walk up in here and like, wait a minute, what's happening? The door's
Right,
closed,
right.
the lights off. Well, they wouldn't take a can of beans when we went to pay the rent.
Right.
When we went to pay the mortgage. I mean, we had 5,000 cans of beans, but the landlord said, well, you know.
I can't use them. Amen.
Y'all right.
Numbers 18, let's start at verse 25. So now the word, offerings, stewards give offerings.
Yeah,
Remember, because Yahweh said he was robbed in tithes and offerings.
Right.
Well, stewards do not rob Yahweh.
Not anymore.
Numbers 18. So the English word offerings is the Hebrew word terumah. That's T-E-R-U-M-A-H, found at Blue Letter Bible number 8641. Jusinius Hebrew Chaldee Dictionary defines offering as an oblation, a gift given to the judge who loves gifts. Guess what? Yahweh loves gifts.
I know he does.
And he loves to give them to us too.
Yeah, we love him.
That's what he's trying to do. Unclog that sewer line.
Right.
Unclog that line to where he can give.
He's trying to get something
He is so generous, but he can't give it to us when we all stingy and
I know, right?
and this man has a show on TV, which is, he got a good title. He's calling it Fixing the Money Thing. Fixing the money thing means Adam put us under the curse.
Yeah.
So we got to work that ground, we got to do whatever to make a living, but at the same time, Yahweh has fixed the money thing.
Yes, he has.
When you pray for him to, find you a job, and then you come and you return his holy portion to him, then Yahweh works that thing out to where you're not fixing the money thing. Yahweh already fixed it for you. Then you can move forward. There's so many people that get stuck fixing the money thing. Why? Because they keep sticking Yahweh up.
Right.
We can't stick Yahweh up because then the devil's standing right there. Oh, see? They got paid and they didn't. Oh, see? He's got a lawful right to get in there and steal, kill, and destroy.
Yeah, you opened it up.
I mean, I'm just telling you the truth the way it is. So if you're wondering what was going on, that's exactly what's going on. You out there fixing the money thing. Yahweh already fixed it.
Right.
But he said, give me my holy part.
Yeah.
Give me that tree in the midst of the garden. And then everything will smooth out.
Yes, it will. Yes, it has. Praise be to the mighty Yah.
So it's offering is a gift given to a judge who loves gifts, is used as a gift brought to the temple, and the priest given from very fertile fields producing the best fruits. And they can be given as heave offerings, free will offerings. We're not going to go into all that. But let's read Numbers 18 and verse 25.
Hallelujah.
And the land is defiled.
Numbers 18
25.
and 25. You at 18?
Leviticus.
No, Numbers, honey.
Oh.
All right, and it reads, Numbers 18:25. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, 26, Thus speak unto the Levites, and say unto them, When ye take of the children of Israel the tithes which I have given you from them for your inheritance, then ye shall offer up a heave offering of it to Yahweh, even a 10th part of the tithe. So we see this applies to me. It applies to the leaders at the temple too.
Of course.
So it's not like you have some, religious buildings. I'm like, for the pastor's anniversary, y'all give me $1,000 gift.
I know, right?
No, Yahweh doesn't say do any of that.
No, he does not.
But he does say, give me back my 10th.
Right.
And he said it to me too, so it's not just you all.
Right.
He said, when they come with the offerings, you can offer it as a heave offering to Yahweh, but give a 10th part of it. Because why? That's not mine. Yahweh's just trusting me.
Right.
So when his eyes are looking to and fro throughout the earth, he can say, oh yeah, she's giving that up.
Right.
She's giving that up. She's giving that up.
Hallelujah.
And then he can say, all right, Malachim, get this to her.
I know, right?
Get this to him.
Praise the mighty Yah.
All right. Okay, we're not going to look at all the different types of offerings. They can be given as free will offerings. They can be, offerings are also given of a willing mind, spontaneously, and it pertains to one who is not sparing but gives with a large hand and abundance.
Hallelujah.
Offerings can be given as burnt offerings, peace offerings, thanks offerings, praise offerings, and they can be given at the feast. All right, I'm not going to read that either. So stewards give first fruits and firstling offerings.
Yeah.
Let's go to Exodus, the 34th chapter. Exodus 34.
Praise the mighty Yah.
So you see the offerings go in a wide range.
Yeah, yeah.
And so if you know, as we say in preschool, elementary school, you may still be at the point where you're giving your tithe. That's good. That's fine. Like I said, give Yahweh 1 penny over. Let him, because he said he'll multiply that 30, 60, 100-fold. So a penny times 100-fold is what? $1. Come on, let Yahweh give you another $1.
I know, right?
But give him a nickel over the tithe. Okay, Exodus 34, let's start at verse 19, please.
Hallelujah.
All that open the matrix is mine,
Yeah.
and every firstling among thy cattle, whether ox or sheep, that is made.
Oh, male,
Male.
okay. So now don't get confused like, oh, I don't have no sheep or cattle. Well, you got something that Yahweh has given into
I
you.
know, right?
All right, you have something. We
Yeah.
even had some people where they were working at a food pantry and had, extra food. And guess what? They brought it to the temple. We've had people that have bought books for the temple.
Right, right.
Years ago, this sister brought us some concordances. She saw them on sale and had 5 or 6 of them. We
Hallelujah.
were able to give, we
Right,
asked
right.
her, okay, well, we don't need 6. Can we give them out to... And so we were able to do that.
Yes.
So as Yahweh tells us, we had this week a sister come and clean up the temple. And the mop we had back there was torn up. And she was cleaning up and she needed a mop. Well, that was going on because I had some stuff to do.
Praise
She went
Yahweh.
out and got the mop.
Hallelujah.
But this is what we do.
Yes, it is.
This is who we are. We don't be coming up in the temple like we were at our second temple. And this sister came, she wasn't a regular. And after she left, then we were looking around like, wait a minute, some of the toilet paper is missing. Because you know how we have extra toilet paper in there? She done came to the temple and shopped. And got us some, it's different if you ask. Okay,
That's right.
You understand?
Right.
But she done went in the bathroom and took her some toilet paper and put it in her bag. But that's how the world thinks.
Right, right.
All right? We don't
Right.
think like that.
Not anymore.
All right, so Yahweh said, all that opens the matrix is mine. Every firstling among the cattle, that's every firstling that comes to you.
Right, right.
It don't have to be cattle, whatever it is.
Right.
Whether ox or sheep, that is male. So the English word first fruits are the Hebrew words found at Blue Letter Bible number 7225, Reshith, that's R-E-S-H-I-Y-T-H, and number 6529, Peri, that's P-E-R-I-Y. Gesenius Hebrew Chaldee lexicon defines them as meaning the beginning,
Okay.
the best,
Yes.
the choicest,
Yeah.
and first fruits.
Yep.
That's why we say, if you bring in some fruit in here, bring organic.
Right. The best.
That's the choicest, that's the best.
Right.
If you bring that stuff with the number 4 in it, and praise Yahweh for the head of our food committee,
Hallelujah.
because she gave us some information explaining about the numbers and different things, and she's done it several times.
Hallelujah.
And so now we have certain people that bring the fruits, because if your vehicle hasn't manifested yet, then it may be more difficult to get to the health food store. But we make sure that we have organic fruit back there.
Hallelujah.
That's why Yahweh says first fruit.
First fruit. The best.
So if you're talking to me and say, well, they put the label, it may be organic or it may not. But you know what? In my integrity, at least I'm doing what Yahweh says.
That's it.
Now, if they change the label, but you know what? Yahweh protects us.
Yes, he does.
Years
Amen.
ago, they had
Yes, he does.
something where something was happening with the tomatoes.
Right, right.
And Yahweh had Micaiah buying the tomatoes on the vine.
Right,
And
right.
he had been doing that for about a year. Those were the
Hallelujah.
only ones that weren't infected with salmonella or whatever
Right,
it was.
right.
See, so Yahweh, Even if they change the label on the organic, he's not going to let us pick up the one with the wrong label.
Hallelujah.
All right? Because he's watching out for us.
Yes.
But he said the first fruits is the best, the choicest,
Uh-huh.
whether of the earth-bearing trees or the result of physical labor and endeavor.
I know, right?
So when Ra'ah Yasa, Ra'ah Anah, or whoever, leader in the body, gets up to present Yahweh's word, they're not shooting from the hip. They're not making up stuff as they go.
No.
It takes hours to study this stuff out and let Yahweh tell you,
Praise.
all right, put this
Speak to the
scripture in.
mighty
This is
Yahweh.
what I want you to say about this scripture. And even when you get up here, Yahweh tells you to say different things
Yes, yes.
than you were thinking to say.
Yes, yes.
But we had to do that excellent part of physical labor and endeavor.
Yeah, yeah.
When this sister was at the temple this week, mopping and cleaning for 4 to 5 hours,
Praise the mighty Yah.
she did her best. And you can tell the difference.
Hallelujah.
And when I came back, it was smelling all nice and everything, because I used to be able to do that,
Right,
years ago and manage it. But now, because we've grown so and
Yes.
we've got, so much going on with the TV
Yes.
shows and stuff, I appreciate Yahweh speaking to her
Hallelujah.
and telling her to do that. Just like last Shabbat, when Yahweh spoke to the sister, and she bought the whole, everything we had here.
Yeah.
So this is Yahweh's doing.
Yes.
But all it is they're giving first fruits.
Yes.
All right? So, okay,
Hallelujah.
that's first fruits. Okay, let's go down. Let's go to Deuteronomy.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Hallelujah. So first fruits offerings can be given corn, wine, oil, honey, whatever. Even when we have like some saltines or something, I go to the health food store to get the saltines.
Right, right.
Why? Because the regular store got some stuff in them that we don't need to have, or it's bad for you,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
it's enriched.
Right, right.
So it's like, if I didn't know that, and when we didn't know that, we didn't do that.
Right, right.
But now that we know, I can't pretend like I don't know. That's why we don't serve soda pop here. Because Yahweh showed us you breathe out carbon dioxide. You're not supposed to be drinking it in. And that's what a soda pop is.
Okay.
Deuteronomy 14.
Y'all rah, so the hams can know to like it
And
is.
you can drink all the pop and everything that you
That's on you.
that you want, right? And then a little sweetie reminded me, I got me some lemonade last weekend, and then I found out that the lemonade got got beaver butt in it. So I said, okay, because I don't get anything out except like water. And so that was Yahweh showing me,
Hallelujah.
okay, even lemonade is not
Right, you
neutral.
gotta check it out.
Right, But so,
Everything,
I
gotta
don't
check
look
it
like
out.
a beaver, right? But Yahweh blessed me and went in one ear and out the other.
Right.
Deuteronomy 14, verse 22.
Hallelujah.
Thou shalt truly tithe
Yes.
all the increase of thy seed, that the field bringeth forth year by year.
All right, so you said year by year. There's not a point where you get to where, oh, Yahweh really blessed me so good, so I'm going to stop. Those blessings going to dry up too.
Right.
Right? Let's go to Nehemiah. So first fruits, just like offerings, have a wide range. Nehemiah, the 10th chapter, of the way they can be given. Nehemiah, the 10th chapter.
Hallelujah.
And we're going to start at verse 35.
Praise the mighty Yah.
And to bring the first fruits of our ground, and the first fruits of all fruit, of all trees, year by year, unto the house of Yahweh.
So how long do you have to pay tithes? Year by year. And I was listening to this man on TV, and he put something on my mind. He said, for those of us that are now at the age where we are receiving the Social Security, he said, actually, that's your money that you already paid in.
Right.
Right. But so now, with that understanding, I can still give, and now I know I'm giving like pure offerings, and Yahweh, He's multiplying that 30, 60, 100, so that was a very nice for me to hear Him say that, like, oh, wow, okay, let me think about that.
I know, right?
So is that what they do? They give you back the money that you have put in?
Right. They invest your money.
Okay, and He said they're not giving you nothing.
Don't.
Yeah, I know that. Yahweh's the one, otherwise there are some places that have no
Right.
nothing for people. They don't have unemployment and stuff like that in England.
Right.
None of that.
True, sis.
All right. So, and bring the first fruits of our ground, first fruits of all our trees, year by year, to the house of Yahweh. All right. So stewards also give seed and they make vows.
Okay.
Let's go to Ecclesiastes, the 11th chapter. Ecclesiastes, the 11th chapter. They give seed and they make vows. Giving seed is giving above the holy tenth.
Okay.
Moving by faith with expectation of multiplication upon return.
Yeah.
So when you give to Yahweh, when you give above the tenth,
Right.
you should expect
That's
a
right.
return.
Thus says
Put your
Yahweh.
faith with what you're giving.
That says Yahweh.
Because Yahweh said, when you put your faith with it, and that's when you draw it to you.
Yes.
He said this is
Yes.
pleasing to Him.
Yes.
See, the world, the devil has taught, because they want to keep control. They don't want you to manage the earth's resources.
Oh, no.
They want you to remain ignorant and think, oh, that's carnal. When you talking about giving and expecting return, we read it every Shabbat.
Right.
Luke 6:38. Give and it shall be given unto you.
Thus says Yahweh.
Why don't you expect to get back when you give?
I know, right?
As far as dealing with Yahweh and transacting business in this system.
Yahweh
He
was
sent one of the persons out with 10 talents, and they traded, and they came back what? With more talents.
Right.
All right? The only one that didn't do something was the one with one.
Right.
Why? Because he was lazy and he wasn't understanding what Yahweh said.
That's it.
We got to deal with how to transact business. That's what you're supposed to be doing, to occupy till He comes. Ecclesiastes 11 and verse 1.
Hallelujah.
Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days.
All right? 2.
Give a portion to 7, and also to 8, for thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth.
All right, He said, cast your lechem, or whatever you have, upon the waters after many days. And there was this, I looked it up last night. He said that over in the Nile River, what they do is they throw the seed in the water. Because the water is going to recede.
Right.
And then the seed has planted itself.
Hallelujah.
And they said that's some of the most nutrient-rich soil. So what He's giving this analogy is, cast your bread upon the water. In other words, give to the ministries that are helping you.
Yes.
Especially give to the one where you're being taught.
Right.
Your time goes there.
Repeat this after me. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I am at the right place.
I am at the right place.
At the right time.
At the right time.
I am at the right place.
I am at the right place.
At the right time.
At the right time.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.